Okay, here is today's agenda. We will make a brief introduction about what emotion computing is and affordances challenges of emotion computing and how young generation experience emotion computing technology, because young generation always experience new technology completely different than us. I mean, their experiences, their interaction with these technologies are completely different than us. We will talk about ethical issues, opportunities, impact of this technology, responsible use of emotion computing policy, and lastly, how we can take action. Okay, nowadays we are witnessing one of the most important technological developments with the advent of generative AI or ChatGPT. Irrespective of profession, everyone is talking about ChatGPT. And the question in our mind is how generative AI will transform or destroy our profession. Technology is developing very quickly, and now we have high-resolution cameras, high-speed internet, and capabilities of machine learning, especially deep learning, are making emotion computing possible. Okay, what is emotion computing or affective computing? Simply saying, it's about creating technology that understands and reacts human feelings. It's a mix of computer science and psychology, and it aims to recognize, interpret, and respond to our emotions. These technologies try to understand emotions by looking at things like facial expressions, how someone talks, body movements, written words, and signals from our body like heart rate. When computers understand our emotions, they can act like humans by giving caring responses or changing what they do according to our emotions. That's really very critical at how we interact with this technology. If a technology understands my feeling, I will develop a deeper interaction with this technology. Emotion computing is used in various ways, like in virtual assistants, healthcare, games, or marketing. It helps machines understand emotions to make interactions with humans more personal and effective way. We know it has a very high potential in many areas. For example, in remote learning and healthcare, understanding how users feel, detecting emotional state, can really improve how people and computers or robots work together. I think advancements in emotion computing will have great impact on education. It has a very high potential to change how we learn in big ways. I think it could really shake up education. That's my expectation, but we will see what will happen. Let's imagine if computers could understand how we are feeling when we are trying to learn something. They could change lessons based on my feelings. I can feel bored, excited, or confused, and it can react according to my emotions. I think that would be very, very cool. I think it's like having a teacher who knows exactly what you need to learn better.
Ayşe Gül,
Yes.
I'm going to interrupt at this point.
Okay.
Speech. Thanks a lot. By the way, as you mentioned before, the adolescents, the teenagers, I have a teenager at home also, who is 15 and who doesn't believe that I know computers. They know their way of computing, their way of interacting with this kind of AI things, and they have their unique relationships among those kind of machines or the softwares and the applications. I remember an event that we faced with my daughter. I said that there's gonna be a two-factor confirmation in the Google or somewhere, I couldn't remember, and it's gonna send you an SMS. And she asked me that, what is SMS? So they don't know that, and they don't know also what if we could afford our time management and all the activities without mobile phones or internet. We know the internetless time, but they don't know, and they are very acting with the AI things, not as the behaviors of us. I mean, they think that it's a kind of old friend, but it's gonna be a little bit boring during the period of time because as far as I gather some kind of feedbacks from my students and the teenagers, they said that okay, ChatGPT is like an old friend, but it is not only old friend, old boring friend because the same structure, same answering methodology, it's called generating reassembling technology. So there is something uh, more important than maybe the biases or something that we cover during this period of time. We have to cover at ethical issues and not in the data privacy and security, but also in the emotion manipulation way. So our adolescents, I mean, our new generation, are it's not the problem that they're not ready for this kind of technology. The problem is they are much more than ready to this kind of technologies. So we have to cover these ethical considerations in terms of this way. Of course, there are opportunities. There are some kind of opportunities that we can cover, as Ayşe Gül mentioned. We can embed these kind of technologies to our not only curriculum but also our classrooms and our parental education. I don't know, well, internal or out-term education periods. Just try to do your best in your imagination, and you can embed these kind of things, everything. But this while though we have this kind of opportunities, we have to consider the impact on emotional intelligence. So our emotional intelligence development is not such a kind of parenting or students or our teenagers school learning and teaching manner. This is much more about that. I mean, we have to consider the not the intelligence at all, but the technologies at all, and their atmosphere. I mean, culture, because I can compare the cultural differences and how the generative AI and the technologies can differ from culture to culture also. Can you imagine that? Uh, if you are creating a software or mobile application, you have to convert it or change it in terms of the culture also.
Mustafa
Uh,
Hocam,
yep.
sorry to interrupt. I guess you miss us a lot. You miss Turkey.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lots.
just a friendly reminder. Please accept it.
Mm.
We can arrange 15 minutes for the total
Ah,
presentation time because maybe the other attendants can ask you some questions.
okay.
So I
Quick.
really do not want to interrupt.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's keep quick. Okay. Okay. Let me point out a little bit something important in my opinion. Responsibility and implementation. We are not arguing that we have to drop that technologies, but we are not arguing also, I mean, claiming that we have to embed them as the main thing in our classrooms. We have to find a hybrid methodology, and we have to find that, as Kürşat Hoca always says, technology should be used as a tool to enhance and, I mean, increase the ability of learning and education. So we have to find and look these kind of technologies in this way, but we cannot reject them. Also, we have to state such kind of policies, which is very important in emotional computing and emotional recognition of abilities of the generative AI, we have to consider these facts. And this is important, this policy should be done with a top-down approach, not bottom-up. I mean, I don't mean that every country should state its own policy among the generative AI or something, and then they will be covered. No, this is not the way. There should be a top-down approach, universal rules for the generative AI or all the ethical issues of AI bias, etc. I can come up with lots of things on this issue, but I don't have time. I can see from Sezin's eyes. And I want to mention this. There should be a general rule. I don't know, well, OECD will be responsible for that, or United Nations, etc. But they are working on that, by the way. Then we have to top down and find the cultural specifications. Of course, it should be done, but we don't start from bottom. And we have a call for that action. We are in the first beginning era of this period, I mean, first beginning part. And if we do not act right now, we won't have any opportunity to do in the next time period. Today, the last wording, today, AI is a little child. If we cannot teach it in the proper way, I mean, in a biased way, and in a without prejudgments, and in an ethical way, we won't have time when it comes to the teenage years. Just consider this. Thank you very much for your participation. And if there are any questions, we will be glad to answer.
I guess you finished the whole presentation now?
Are you surprised?
Maybe Ayşe Gül hocam, do you
Fine.
want to add something?
I think we don't want to exit
Hoca
our
did
time.
his job greatly.
I just afraid of from your beautiful eyes, Sylvia.
Okay, you are so kind, and thank you very much. This inspiring, exciting topic and the issues. So I already know how you work and how you discuss these things. So I really appreciate it. But maybe do you have any question or comments, dear attendees? I see Berkan hocam is here. And Mehmet Emin Aslan hocam, Gamze hocam, Seda hocam, Arif Cem hocam. Do you want to add something or ask something?
Maybe I can say something that I faced with today. Actually, yesterday, with one of my students. She tried to conduct bias in such kind of data sets, and I gave that kind of homework, and find your own data set and try to conduct bias with the machine learning methods. And he tried that. Gender bias is the easiest part. You can conduct lots of gender bias things in any kind of texts, even the encyclopedia or any other texts, formal text. But she took Simpsons, you know, the comics, Simpsons texts, I mean the subtitles in English, and to state that there is a kind of race discrimination inside of that series. And also, of course, there is huge gender bias inside of that. It's, you know, comics. So what can it be? But I just shocked when I saw that kind of result in that. So as a resulting point, I want to say that whichever AI thing you use, please consider the transparency of the data set that is trained. So we cannot allow our students, our adolescents or teenagers to use such kind of things without any hesitation and without knowing the background data set which they trained that. It is very crucial, I think.
Many thanks hocam.